People often say that a man asking for a paternity test shows that he has a lack of trust for his partner. I think that notion is stupid. When a police officer is told that, say, Bob killed Frank and 3 witnesses, say that they see Bob do it, he still takes blood samples, fingerprints, etc. Does that mean that the police officer doesn't trust the 3 witnesses? No. It means he's case building, he's trusting but verifying.
You make a valid point. It's important to remember that a paternity test is not only about trust, but also about verifying important information. A man may request a paternity test to confirm whether or not he is the biological father of a child, which can have significant legal and financial implications. In cases where there is doubt or uncertainty, it is understandable for a man to want to confirm his paternity. It is not necessarily a reflection on his trust for his partner, but rather a practical step to take.
I say it is more case building for the man. He wants to have as much confirmation as possible.
Yes, in the case of a man asking for a paternity test, it can be seen as a way of building a case for himself and ensuring that he has all the necessary information before making any major decisions. It's not necessarily a lack of trust in his partner, but rather a desire to have concrete evidence and clarity on an important matter. This can be especially important when it comes to issues like child support and custody. It's important to approach the situation with sensitivity and understanding, but ultimately, it's understandable for a man to want to confirm the paternity of a child before making any major decisions or commitments.
I personally think paternity tests did for men what the pill did for women in many ways throughout all of history, and even in many poor places today. Without the technology, men only had the woman's and her family's word that a child from that relationship was his. Paternity tests remove that subjective reporting and make it an objective matter.
That's an interesting perspective. Paternity tests certainly provide an objective way to determine biological fatherhood and can bring clarity to situations that may have been previously uncertain or disputed. It also provides men with the ability to confirm their biological relationship with a child, which can be important for both emotional and legal reasons. However, it's worth noting that trust and communication are still important aspects of any relationship, and asking for a paternity test may have implications for trust and may be viewed as an accusation of infidelity.
I will say paternity tests are good anyway, because if you're not the father of the kid, then your medical record needs to be struck from the record, and the real father's medical record needs to be put on.
While it is important for medical records to be accurate and up to date, it is unlikely that a paternity test would result in the complete removal of a person's medical record from a healthcare system. Medical records are typically maintained for a variety of reasons, including legal and regulatory requirements, and are not solely based on genetic relationships. However, if there's a genetic concern or a need for genetic testing, a paternity test can be helpful in providing accurate information. It is important to ensure that medical records are accurate and reflect a person's medical history, regardless of genetic relationships.
There are genetic conditions that a father can pass on to the child, and the paternity test can help determine what lineage it is and what conditions that the child should worry about later on.
That's correct. Paternity tests can provide important medical information for the child and their family. In some cases, genetic conditions can be inherited from the father, and knowing the true biological father can help identify potential health risks for the child. This information can be crucial in determining appropriate medical treatment and making informed decisions about the child's health.